putting pressure into the shoulder of Larry Wright. Wright trying to get his leg on the bottom rope. It's an unusual way to apply, I guess, a surfboard hold you would call it, because that's really how the arms are. Now Gene goes behind Wright in a more conventional surfboard. Look how he lifts Wright up. Just pulling him around the ring. And then Kiniski sticks his foot in Wright's back, knocks him clear across the ring, and Wright's head hits the turnbuckle. And now Kiniski and Lee Warren in an argument. Warren saying you gained that hold while the man was in the ropes, and that's why Lee Warren wanted it broken. Wright staggering. Arm drag by Kiniski. Then an arm stretch by Big Thunder. Really, at this point, Kiniski's just out wrestling Wright. He really hasn't had to rely on too much rough stuff.
5 minutes have elapsed, 10 minutes left.
Larry Wright tries to come to his feet while trapped in the arm stretch of Big Thunder, Gene Kiniski. Maybe Wright can walk out of it. If he could bring that boot over, he might be able to kick Kiniski in the head. But Kiniski has too much balance. He throws Wright back down, and Lee Warren gets a count of 1 on the shoulders of Larry Wright. Kiniski stretching out the arm of Wright. Can't get over the fine condition that Kiniski's in. Boy, he is trim. Moving very quickly. Easy to see why he's in a main event every night throughout Canada. Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Portland. He's main event there throughout Japan. He's always in demand in Japan. If they could, those Japanese promoters would sign Kiniski for a year contract, keep him there all the time. Wright kicks his way out of the arm stretch and gets kicked in the stomach for his trouble. Kiniski is angry, and Big Thunder knocks down Wright. Kiniski goes to the leg and then drives his knee into the thigh of Larry Wright. Kiniski dragging Wright across that ring. Puts the leg of Wright across the bottom rope, and then the knee drop to Wright's knee by Gene Kiniski. Kiniski knows how to hurt a man. Wright staggers to his feet. Kiniski stalks him, and Wright tries to get a little extra time to get that leg loose. Kiniski goes behind Wright. Grapevines both legs, rolls him into a pin position, and Wright has to grab the ropes.
I'll tell you, that Kiniski never sits still. You know that? He's always moving in that ring.
Constantly. He sets a furious pace, and now Kiniski stomps on Larry Wright. Much like King Kong Brody, Kiniski sets the pace of a match, and with Kiniski, it's such a fast, quick-moving pace that his opponent has to be in excellent, perfect condition to stay with him. He just wears a man down. Kiniski traps the head and arm and pulls right down over his own knee. Now ties up the arm inside with that. Well, let's see, what's he have there? He has a wrist lock, really, across the head. Headlock and wrist lock combination, if you will. It's not a strangle. Windpipe's clear. But Larry Wright's going to have a lot of trouble getting out of this one. Kiniski solves a problem with a body drop across the neck. No chiropractor ever used that one. Count of 1. Wright manages to get free. Kiniski, knowing how to use his weight, bounces right off the ropes. Judo chop to the throat. Right to the throat by Kiniski. Kiniski says, get up, and then he kicks right in the stomach. Oh, and Kiniski nailed Wright. Hard slash again, and down goes Larry Wright. Wright must feel like he's on an elevator every time he gets up. Kiniski knocks him down. Look at Kiniski all over that ring. Wright spots him out of the right eye, then he looks here, he's out of the left eye. Suddenly he's nowhere. That's because Kiniski's behind him. Wright doesn't know which way to turn.
Hey, that Kiniski gets on that bicycle, and he really gets around her.
Oh, he's all over the ring. Wright pounds on Kiniski's head. Kiniski trying to pull the head out. Tighten up the neck muscles, get loose. Almost did it there. He just throws right off with the strength in his neck. Talk about a powerful man. See the power of Brody? Well, look at the power of Kiniski, who just in that neck. He broke the full Nelson, strictly with the muscles in his neck, and that's how he got out of the side headlock. Body scissors by Gene Kiniski. Right shoulders are up. Lee Warren checks it. Kiniski squeezes the stomach of Larry Wright. Now Kiniski pulls back on the arm, never content just to sit with a hold. You know Kuniski. Now he forces the head of Wright down against the canvas and roughs the face of Wright right against the canvas, pushing Wright's nose into the mat. And Kuniski tries to break that nose by bouncing his leg against the head. The crowd says, do it again. And Kuniski roughs up Wright some more. What a humiliating position that must be for Larry Wright, as Kuniski has Wright's arms tied up with his leg. Meanwhile, now scraping the cheek and face of Wright against that mat. Big Gene Kuniski once more bounces the face of Wright against the mat. Beautiful shot of Kuniski's face. He's been through a few wars, and that's why he knows how to conduct himself in a war. And Larry Wright's going to feel like he has been in World War III if he doesn't get going soon.
10 minutes have passed, 5 minutes left.
Larry Wright slowly comes to his feet, and there's Kuniski with a knee to the jaw. Kuniski with another knee lift. Larry Wright trying to get an offense generated against Gene Kuniski with no luck at all. Side headlock again by Wright. Bounces a fist off Kuniski's head. Another punch to the head by Larry Wright. Knocks Kuniski to the corner. Wright desperately flailing away at Big Thunder. Flying Beal. Kuniski comes off the ropes with a knee lift to the stomach. Hard kick to the chest by Kuniski. Wright bounced to the ropes. Another chop. Oh, that one nearly knocked out the soundboard. Knee drop to the stomach by Kuniski. Big Thunder is booming today. Kuniski lifts Wright. Backbreaker. The backbreaker by Big Gene Kuniski. The leg and arms both cradled. And Gene Kuniski has a...
Like I was saying before, this is how smart Brody is. He's not no dummy. He's got the man hurt and he's staying right on him every chance. Not giving him time to breathe, not giving him time to move, staying right on him.
And of course he knew he had a 20 count outside the ring. He had time to do some damage.
That's right. He came out, did a little more. See what I mean? He got back in before the 20 count.
Of course that meant the referee had to restart the count on DiBiase, but there's Brody again. Ooh, hard kick. Right in the head. McGuire bawling out, Brody, just ignoring him. I guess Brody would be most at home if there were no rules, wouldn't he?
That's right. Knock down, drag out of fair, and turn him loose.
And here he comes again, outside the ring. King Kong Brody stalking Ted DiBiase.
10 minutes have elapsed, 10 minutes left.
Slammed DiBiase into the steel ring post, then yelled at Rocky Johnson. Yelled in triumph, I guess, because I think as far as Brody's concerned, he has DiBiase about ready for the cleaners, Rocky.
That's right. He got the kid down. The kid's hurt. There's no doubt about it.
He took a hard jolt at that ring post, right, catching it in the shoulder. We're going to get a shoulder separation. DiBiase struggling to the apron. Brody on top of him again.
Not giving him a chance to rest, not giving him a chance to move. He's staying on him all the time, just like a lion for the kill.
Like a human dynamo.
That's right.
Brody seems to have endless stamina, and DiBiase has to turn it around. He has to get it going here, Rock. If he takes much more.
Right, he's going to have to do something to do it fast.
McGuire trying to keep Brody back. DiBiase slams that shoulder into Brody's stomach. Brody tries to get some wind. Look at DiBiase. Goes up over the ropes. Grabs Brody's head. Goes behind him. Pulls him back into the cradle. This could be it. Count of two. Brody too strong. Too strong, Rocky. Looks like shades of the sunset flip there for a second. Now DiBiase pounds on the head of Brody. Brody hurled to the ropes. Drop kick. Shades of your drop kick again. Flying elbow drop. DiBiase goes for the pin. 2. Can't keep him down. DiBiase showing us something here, Rocky.
That's right. The kid sure is. You know, he's trying hard, and he's got one thing in mind, to win.
Going for the figure 4 leg lock, but Brody grabbed DiBiase's hair and pulled him away. Brody, a bit gimpy right now. Of course, Ted goes to the spinning toe hold in before he goes to that figure 4. Again, Brody pulled the hair. Brody crawling for the ropes, and DiBiase is after that knee, after that leg. Spinning toe hold. Goes for the figure 4. Brody kicks DiBiase clear over the top rope into the concrete floor. Was not a deliberate move, so no disqualification. Look at Brody. He's getting a little wilder now. He's out after DiBiase, who took a tremendous fall over the top rope. It's turning into a Donnybrook, Rocky.
That's exactly what it is there.
Brody slams DiBiase. No, DiBiase caught himself. DiBiase caught himself and didn't take the ring post. Now Brody slammed into the table. DiBiase and Brody outside the ring, and DiBiase clobbers Brody with a chair. DiBiase out of control, battling with Brody. Brody gone berserk, picks up a chair. Brody slamming chairs at DiBiase. Here comes Eddie Smith to try and separate the two men. Brody slamming chairs everywhere. King Kong Brody, look at DiBiase. They try to hold him back from Brody. The referees and ourselves in between. The referee going to declare the match. What is it, Jim?
I lost control. Throw it out.
The referee going to disqualify both men.
But
Brody does some yelling. Blue complains. Eddie Smith, you have nothing to complain about. Get in there and wrestle him. Blue throws Brody to the ropes. Brody with a flying tackle. Well, Blue is going to try a hip toss, and Brody has knocked him over, bowled him right over. Brody. Oh, Blue gouged the eyes. Blue again gouging the eyes of Brody, and Brody pushes Blue back into that corner. King Kong Brody. Certainly one of the most, if not the most explosive personalities in wrestling today. A clean break by King Kong Brody. Blue. You have to be intimidated when you square off with Brody. He has a way of getting your attention. A giant greyhound, that's just what he looks like. The huge thighs, the big arms and shoulders. What a big, well-conditioned man. Brody, a kick right to the sternum of Max Blue. Blue leveled by Brody. The kick was legal. It was with the flat of the boot. Brody slams Blue into the corner. Brody with a big smash, and Max Blue knocked down in the corner. Brody using the knee right against the neck and the head of Max Blue. King Kong Brody, a man on a rampage, and Max Blue getting plastered into the corner by King Kong Brody. Eddie Smith with the tough task of trying to control King Kong Brody. Brody pitches Blue right out of the ring. King Kong Brody takes a look at on the other side of the ring. Brody goes outside. King Kong Brody stalking around that ring. There he is. Max Blue, I don't think he realizes Brody. Yes, he sees him. And Blue trying to get away from Brody. Crawls into the ring. Oh, and Brody catches him and drags him right out of the ring. Nearly ripping his tights off at the same time. King Kong Brody. When that bell rings, he knows only one thing: destroy an opponent. And Max Blue getting clobbered by Brody. Blue tried to get away, but there was no escape from Brody. A kick takes Blue right off his feet and levels him. King Kong Brody, my goodness, there is just nobody like him. Brody, another kick, and Blue goes sailing down to the mat. Brody, flying mare. Blue, down, Brody lines him up to the air. Flying knee drop right into the shoulder of Max Blue. A great way to break a shoulder, or separate a shoulder. And King